Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 4 of book 1 of The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 4. Langdon James closes his eyes for just a moment and raises his face to the sun shining down on the backyard cocktail party. In these moments, with the slight buzz from the gin and the elite of the Southampton surrounding him, he likes to pretend he is one of them. One of the socialites, the mega wealthy, the trust fund babies, the personal injury lawyers, the songwriters and tennis pros, the TV producers and stock speculators. He is not, of course. He wasn't born with a silver spoon, and he was always more sweaty, street savvy than book smart. But he has found another route to power through a badge, and most of the time that is enough. There are at least 100 people in the sprawling backyard, most of them blue bloods, all of them here to support the election of town supervisor Dawn McKitteridge and her slate, but really here to be seen to eat elaborate hors d'oeuvres served by waiters in white coats and talk about their last question or conquest. They don't live here year-round, and the only relevance the governing authorities of the town hold for them is the rare zoning issue that may arise, water rights, land use, and the like, or in Chief James's case, the occasional drug bust or DUI, or dalliance with prostitutes from, saying, Sag Harbor. Nice day, Chief. Langdon turns to see John Saltzman. He's had a place on the ocean in Bridgehampton, a tiny hamlet incorporated with Southampton for over a decade now. Saltzman made his money in hedge funds and now spends half of his time in D.C. and Albany lobbying legislators and cutting deals. His net worth, according to a New York Post article Langdon read this year, is upwards to $500 million. Saltzman's on the third marriage to the lovely Paige, and what appears to be the third or fourth Scotch, judging from the slurring of his words. He's wearing a button-down shirt with the collar open and white slacks. He is overweight with a round, weathered face and a full head of hair, if you count the toupee. One of the better ones Langdon has seen, but still, don't these guys realize everybody knows? John, says the chief. I understand Noah Walker is in custody, says Saltzman, as if he's commenting on the weather. I understand you were there personally. I was. The chief takes a sip of his gin. No lime, no tonic, no stirrer. To all appearances, he could be drinking ice water, which is the point. I saw the police report, says Saltzman. What was in it and what was not? His wife, he means. The chief didn't mention Paige in the police report, thus concealing her presence from the media. John Saltzman probably thinks he did it to curry favor, but he didn't. There was no need to include her. She had nothing to do with the arrest other than being a bystander. But if Saltzman sees it as a favor, well, there are worse things. It's not a well-kept secret that you have your eyes on the sheriff's job, Chief. Langdon doesn't answer, but Saltzman is right. The Suffolk County Sheriff is retiring and would be a nice cap-off to Langdon's law enforcement career. Saltzman raises his glass in acknowledgement. Ambition is what makes the world go round. It's what drives men to excel at their jobs. I always try to do my best, says the chief, and I try to reward those who do. Saltzman takes a long drink and breathes out with satisfaction. If Noah Walker is convicted, I'll consider you to have excelled at your job, and I'll be eager to support your next endeavor. Are you familiar with my fundraising efforts, Chief? It also happens that the chief is, but he doesn't acknowledge it. I can raise millions for you, or I could raise millions for your opponent. And who would my opponent be? The chief looks at Saltzman. Saltzman shrugs and cocks his head. Whoever I want it to be. He taps the chief's arm. And do you know who else is familiar with my fundraising efforts? Our town supervisor, your boss. Chief James takes another sip of his gin. Would that be a threat? A threat? No, Chief. A promise. If Noah Walker goes free, there will be people in this community, maybe I'll be one of them, who will call for your head. John Saltzman is not known for his subtlety. When you're worth $500 million, you probably don't have to be. So if Noah is convicted, the chief is a lock to be the next sheriff. If Noah walks, the chief can kiss his current job and any future in law enforcement goodbye. Noah Walker is going to be convicted, says the chief, because he's guilty. Of course he is, Saltzman nods. Of course. The conversation should be over. It never should have started, but it should definitely end now. A guy like Saltzman is smart enough to know that, and yet Saltzman hasn't left. He has something else to say. There's a new officer on the case, yes, a woman. The chief whips his head over to Saltzman. Your niece, says Saltzman, clearly pleased with himself for the knowledge he's obtained, and happy to throw it in the chief's face. Jenna Murphy. Jenner's not on the case, says the chief. She handled the arrest, that's all. I only mention it because I understand she had some issues with the NYPD, says Salzman. The only issue she had is she's an honest cop, Langdon snaps. Truth is, the day she arrived, she was the best cop on our force. She's as smart as they'd come, and she's tough and honest, and she wouldn't put up with corruption she found in Manhattan. She wouldn't go along with dirty cops, and she wouldn't look the other way. Salzman nods and purses his lips. It's not her case, John, says the chief. Salzman appraises the chief, looking him up and down, then square in the eye. I just care about the result, he says. Make it happen. Make sure Noah Walker goes into a very deep hole, or there will be consequences. Noah Walker is going into a hole because he's guilty, says Salzman. Yes, I know. Lang, just don't forget this conversation. You want me as a friend, not an enemy. With that, John Salzman makes his exit, joining the acquaintances under the shade of a tent. Chief Langdon James watches him leave, then decides he's had enough of this party. That is the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.